interest until 2027. Shop the largest selection at the lowest prices guaranteed. The Epic Summer Sale on now at Furniture Row.
Now at 5, the Sarcoxie, Missouri police chief resigns after previously being suspended by the town's mayor. Plus, the United Way of Carthage celebrates its 23rd annual Day of Caring. And
a historic indictment against former President Donald Trump. I'm Natalie Brand in Washington with the charges and new remarks from the special counsel.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The Sarcoxie police chief resigns a month after the mayor suspended her for behavior issues. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Dow Quick. Brandy Corum announced her resignation on Facebook. The Sarcoxie mayor had suspended Corum in May for 2 weeks. He says over behavior factors, disobedience, and certain social media posts. Corum appealed the decision with a large showing of community support, but the city council voted to keep her off the job until May 19th. Well, now Corum writes she's resigning the Sarcoxie Police Department for moral and ethical reasons. You can find her entire statement on our website, KOAMNewsNow.com. Let's check in with Chloe Arroyo for our first look at the weather.
Yeah, well, we're tracking some isolated storms across the board, and we just had moments ago 2 active severe thunderstorm warnings in effect. This one is for Benton County and Adair County, and clips a little bit of Washington County as well. But off to our west in Oklahoma, this is Mayes County as well. These are in effect until 5:30 p.m. We could see upwards of 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts associated with these pop-up cells, and the chance to see anywhere up to quarter-sized hail along with this. So as long as your car is parked indoors, we'll be good to go with that. We also have a couple right outside of the viewing area in south central Kansas, clipping into northern Oklahoma. We also have temperatures hanging around pretty comfortably in the upper 80s to, not necessarily comfortably, but in the upper 80s to lower 90s. And coming up in a bit, we're going to get a full detail on the storm line details and an update on the air quality, all coming up in a bit.
See you soon. Donald Trump has become the first ever former president to face federal criminal charges. The indictment comes as Trump is in full campaign mode to win re-election to the White House. Reporter Natalie Brand has more details from Washington, D.C.
The Department of Justice has unsealed the 49-page indictment issued by a federal grand jury in Miami against former President Donald Trump.
We have one set of laws in this country, and they apply to everyone. Applying those laws, collecting facts, that's what determines the outcome of an investigation. Nothing more and nothing less.
Special counsel Jack Smith detailed the charges, which include unlawful retention of national defense information, obstruction, conspiracy, and false statements. Prosecutors say Trump shared a highly sensitive Pentagon plan of attack to visitors at his golf club in New Jersey and was recorded on tape admitting it had not been declassified.
Our laws that protect national defense information are critical to the safety and security of the United States, and they must be enforced.
The criminal case against the former president stems from the 15-month effort by the federal government to retrieve records he had at his Mar-a-Lago estate.
During a search of the property last August, federal investigators seized more than 300 records, including classified documents and some marked top secret.
We've never seen anything quite like this.
David Weinstein is a former federal prosecutor in the Southern District of Florida.
When it gets set for trial, it's not really that complicated. It's about documents that were possessed, and there will be legal arguments concerning whether or not he had the power to possess them, whether he had the power to declassify them, and those are arguments that will be made before the trial gets started.
Trump calls the case the Boxes hoax. His first court appearance is scheduled for Tuesday in Miami.
They come after me because now we're leading in the polls again by a lot, against Biden and against the Republicans by a lot.
The case will play out as GOP presidential primary season heats up, with Trump already fundraising off the indictment. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
An aide to former President Trump, William Nauta, a retired Navy veteran, has also been indicted for his role in moving the documents. After the destruction of a crucial dam in Ukraine, footage shows flooding in areas already under fire from Russia. Several deaths are reported and rescue efforts continue under very dangerous conditions. In the eastern part of that country, Ukrainian troops have stepped up offensive operations around the beleaguered city of Bakhmut. Kyiv says it's made steady gains along a wide front line. Dozens of volunteers came out today for the Carthage Area United Way's 23rd annual Day of Caring event. That event brings together community members and local companies to volunteer at various nonprofit agencies in the Carthage area. Projects included yard work, painting, paperwork, and other necessary tasks. Some of the organizations that received assistance included the Carthage Crisis Center, Lafayette House, Jasper County CASA, Children's Mercy Hospital, and Community Support Services Early Learning Center.
So today, with the Day of Caring, they had a bunch of volunteers come in. We probably had a couple dozen volunteers that showed up just to help us out on projects that we run out of time trying to get everything done throughout the year. Our fair's getting ready to come up here the week after the 4th of July.
8 local companies provided volunteers for that event. Pittsburgh Public Library is encouraging kids to read more, and they're using animals to help do it. The library hosted a petting zoo at Pittsburgh's Lincoln Park. It's part of the library's All Together Now summer reading program. Officials say it's a great way to get the community out and show kids that the library can be fun.
It's a great way to come to the park and have a family event, and they get to see these animals that they normally wouldn't be able to interact with, and I think it's a great time for them and their families, and a great way to show that the library does a lot of different things for the community.
The library will host more events for kids through its summer reading program in the next couple of months.